Okay, hi everybody, and welcome to today's review class for RC English. Now, before we start today's class, there's a couple of things to talk about. Obviously, the first one is dun I managed to get a haircut. Now, some people might say that it looks a little like Seirui from Itaewon class, and I would be very happy if you said that. Obviously, it doesn't look like that, but I wish it looked as good as that. Thankfully, you can't see how terrible it really looks. You know, it's really short at the moment, but because we're doing online class, nobody will see. But many of my friends tell me it doesn't look as handsome as him, like I want it to look. It looks more like this. Um, and this is an old movie that some people that I know like, and they say, "Oh, you look like Dumb and Dumber." So, hmm. Unfortunately, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But my hair's cut really short at the moment, and I have a very short line across. It's not as cute as a Serui's, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so less of that and on to today's real class. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna talk about the review class and the Evo 4 that I'm gonna use for our midterm. Now, the university doesn't want us to have like a big midterm, but I'd like us to have just a quiz this week because we'll miss other weeks of class. So just to make sure that we have enough things to study and make sure that I can give you the correct grades this semester, I'm going to make sure that we have a small quiz. Now, this midterm quiz is super short and it's going to be on E-class. So you have to go to E-class during our class time and take the test. So you'll go onto E-class and you'll take the test. It's going to be super easy. I really believe that this good luck hamster above me is here to help you today. So everything's going to be good. No problem. You know it's going to be perfect. So don't stress, okay? I'm going to explain everything. And remember, this is an open book test. Okay? Open book. That means you can have your textbook and you can have your worksheet. You can have the internet. It'll all be there to help you for the day of the test. So it's going to be easy. But I want to give you something during this week just for 20-30 minutes just to keep you busy, make sure you practice some English. And then hopefully after midterm exam, we're going to have classes together. That's my hope. Maybe no, but I hope so. So let's go on to the next part. Remember, everything's just going to be from the textbook. We're going to look at page 3, and it's just simple grammar. So when we do the test, I'll just maybe give you some very simple things to look at. So, bam. I've lost it. I can't find it. Oh, it's there, number 3, easy. It was on this part up here. And it just gave you some simple examples. Like, it explained, like, the simple present, the present perfect, the past continuous, simple past, present continuous, the present perfect continuous. And it gave you examples of each one. So just for the first one, like it said, present perfect, past experience with no time given. So some of you might take my other class, and we talk about that there. The next one, something that is an action in progress in the past, is the past continuous. So the hint is the continuous. A completed action in the past, simple past, and some of my other classes we do about that. The next one, a habit or repeated action in the present, the simple present, an action of progress in the present, so happening, so it's continuous, the present continuous, and an action that started sometime in the past and is still continuing. That's the present perfect continuous. So those ones are going to be super easy. I'm just going to say to you, pause me now, go to your worksheet and just do a couple of practice examples. When you practice, that's it. So just go through it, practice very easily, and then you can match the answers, like check them out. I don't want to give you all of the answers, otherwise the test will be too easy. So you have to make sure you go and do the work. So go to your worksheet, write the answers. I can't give you all of the answers, otherwise there's no point in doing a quiz next week. So take a break and go and do it, and then come back in a second. So, go. Weird. We can go on to the next one. The next one is for. So write down the correct adjective or noun in the box. We did this already. So if you remember, they said ambitious was the adjective. The noun was ambition. So that's right. Now we have all of them, like confident and confidence. These are all that we've done before. Creative, creativity. Curious, curiosity. Enthusiastic, enthusiasm. Experienced, experience. Independent, independence. Polite, politeness. Qualifications, qualified. I've gone the wrong way there. The next one, responsible, responsibility. Successful, success. And the last one, truthful, for truthfulness. So make sure you know the meaning of those words. Now remember, the test is going to be multiple choice. So it's going to be easy, hopefully, for you to figure out the answers. So just look at your worksheet. So go to your worksheet, just do a little bit of matching, or like make the sentence, and that's it. It's super easy for today's class. Okay, so pause me now. Okay, so the next week was idioms, and I gave you a lot of idioms. So remember, it's a communication class, but we didn't have a chance really to use them except for the speaking Zoom class. So think about how we can use them. What are they? So you can look at the first one, apple of my eye, bring home the bacon, to be full of beans, to butter up someone, to have butterfingers, a piece of cake, a big cheese, as cool as a cucumber, a bad egg, have egg on your face, something is fishy, sour grapes, nutty or nuts, a couch potato, hot potato, a knuckle sandwich, cup of tea, and like a fish out of water. Now I gave you the worksheet originally, and you did the matching exercise, match, and you put them together. So again, I'm gonna give you a sentence, and you just have to match it with the correct meaning. So if I said like, you have a friend who's really annoying, and they make you really angry, you might give them. That's right. You might give them a knuckle sandwich. You want to punch them. Now, some of you were really nice students, and you said, I never want to punch anybody. I love you. That's the right answer. You should always try to be kind and nice to everybody, but it's just an example. So I'll give you sentences that have a similar meaning, or you just, would do this action or would have this meaning for the sentence, and that's the answer. So maybe I said, when you feel jealous of someone. And then which one would you use? That's right, sour grapes. So I'll make it very simple, but I'll use these idioms. Now remember, it's an open book test. So that's right, book is open. So that means you can have your worksheet that you had in class time, and then you'll be able to just write the answers down. It's going to be easy. Too easy? There'll be a time limit, so don't forget there will be some time constraint, like it won't be forever, the test. But it's not going to be hard. It's just reviewing the things that we've done. So pause me now and just go to your worksheet and just practice through a couple of questions. Okay. And now we're on to the next part. The next part was page 12, so you'll be like, oh, what was on page 12? Well, bam! That was on page 12. What? Yeah, that's right. So as you can see, page 12 was all about the vocabulary and positive and negative trends. So, again, I'll go through each one. If you want to practice pronunciation, no problem. First one, be a fad. Number 2, thing of the past, old-fashioned, trendy, go out of style, be on the way out, come back into style, lose interest, be all the rage, gain interest, lose popularity. Now, Frazer, and wee boop. No, wee boop. Okay, we're over here. Be fashionable. Next one. Next big thing. And the last one, gain popularity. So, these are all going to be on there. Oh, not all of them, but some of them. But as I said, you know if they're positive or negative. We did this in class already. So all I need you to do is just to make sure you understand it. Make sure you understand the meaning. Now, I'll give you a sentence or a meaning of the words, and then you just have to put it in. I'm gonna make it easier, but you will need to know them. So it's an open book test. You know it's gonna be there, so just be ready, okay? So at the moment, pause the video and go to the worksheet. So we've done that, and we're on to the next one. So I can move back over here. Come on. Alright, and the next part, it's talking about the real conditional. So real conditionals, things that are happening that are true. It means real, it does happen. So things that are true or will happen are the real conditional. Now we can have a few kinds of conditional. We can have ones that are talking about things that happen now, in the present. We can talk about things that are in the future. So they will happen. So here, you can see true or will happen. So we know some are in the present tense that are generally true, some that will happen. So we have will. And then some that are used for imperative. So we're saying you have to do this. Like it's an order. It's a really good thing that you should do. Like all of these are all the kinds that we can use. So as you can see, there's 3 kinds that we'll use. And we always have the if clause and result clause, or the result clause and the if clause. Now, this example and this example, they're both correct. Nothing is wrong. So if you look at this one, it says, if you eat pizza, this is the if clause, like if you do something. 만약에. So, if you eat pizza, you will be happy. So it's future, it's going to be true. You will be happy. You eat pizza, in the future you'll be happy. I'm really happy with pizza. Frazer might give you an A+ if you ask him nicely. So Frazer might give you an A+ in the future if you talk to him. So you could write this sentence as, if you eat pizza, you are happy. It's true. It's because you love pizza. Maybe you hate pizza and it's like, oh, pizza, I hate it. Monkey shit, oh. And you're like, really like, no, I don't want pizza. However, you can see that we've made some examples. And as we did in 13a, where we explained them, the first one says, use the present tense to talk about things that are generally true. So if you play computer games, you are happy. Like that. The second one, use will be going to like this, or might and to like this. So we can use will, be going to, and might. And we're talking about future events. So if you eat pizza, you're going to be happy. You will be happy. You might be happy. This is all about the future. And the last one, imperative form. So use the present tense to tell someone what to do. So you can use the present tense and exclamation mark to say, hey, if it tastes good, eat it. Eat is present tense. So eat it. If it tastes good, eat it. Why not, right? So usually imperative will have the exclamation point at the end to give it force, to give it meaning of the. So, same again, there's only 3 examples. It's not going to be too difficult. You just have to make sure you understand the meaning, and then you can go through it. So, what I'd like you to do, you know it by now, it's the drill. Pause me now, and then, that's right, go and do your worksheet. So, pause me now, go do the worksheet, and then make sure you can understand. The next part. the grammar. Now this grammar was very simple. Hopefully it's elementary school, maybe, or middle school, things that you've done. And I just want to make sure that you use them in the correct way. So, after, until, when. Now, the three words that are on there, present, future tense, like this, is just explaining about part 3. So, use a time clause with after, until, when, and the present tense. So, that part, the time clause, is in the present. Then keep the main clause in the future tense. So, for example, after you hear the recipe, you will want to try it. So after you hear, so you can do it this way. Next one, your guests will be so impressed, when they try it. So when they try it. So you can see these examples. So you can see, always use the time clause with the present tense verb. Keep the main clause in the future tense. It's just easy and basic to do. So as you can see here, these are just hints of how to make the sentences. So go to your worksheet. It's the same every time. Just go and do your work. Just go and make sure you write down a couple of examples. So it will make the midterm quiz super, super easy. Okay? The final ones on here is the vocabulary. So if you look very carefully at the vocabulary, that's in Unit 3. And I gave you lots of vocabulary, and you just had to match them all together. So, you know, there was a lot that was like traded, time well spent, quality of life, balance, cost of living, boost, standard of living, can't afford, lifestyle, took a salary cut, sad, and was worth it, value. Again, I'm just going to use these for a couple of practice questions on your worksheet, and then on the final test it'll be very similar. So make sure you understand the meaning of them, and then just go and just write them in. It's super easy, okay? So right away, right, and just do it on your worksheet. So the next part is very simple. That's right. We're on to page number 23. And the grammar is talking about enough and like to say if something is okay or not okay. So if it's acceptable or not acceptable. These are the questions. So let's go through just the answers so that you remember. Now, as we said, if we use to and not enough, it means something is unacceptable. Not enough and enough tell us not to and enough tell us that something is acceptable. So be careful. Even I can get it wrong and I'm just reading it, right? So be careful about that one. Phrases with to and enough are often followed by the infinitive, the to and the base form of the verb. So these are just the easy ways to remember. I have too many things to do when I get home. To be honest, my house isn't big enough. So you can see, I have too many things to do when I get home. That's a negative meaning. I've got too much to do. Like too, it's not, game over. And to be honest, my house isn't big enough. Again, negative meaning, negative sentence. So, I'll do a couple again that are very similar. I'll use different examples, and you just have to say, like, is it positive or negative meaning, or use the correct one to fill in the sentence. So again, I've given you a couple more example questions. In class time, it'll be, you know, talking together, asking things, but it's a little bit different today. So don't worry, just fill in the blanks, do the practice on the worksheet, and then you'll get A+. I can't do a plus with my finger. Oh, A+? Oh, is that a... No, that's not, is it? No. But I tried. So, go. Alright, and finally, now in class time we went through a worksheet and we actually looked through what was the right ones and, you know, finding the errors. I won't do something so simple, but I might do something where you have the sentence like these ones, and you have to just write in an example. So here it says, I don't have enough money. Maybe enough is missing, and you just have to, the choices, and you make it right. it's too late. Again, just choosing the right one. So these ones we already did where we found the errors, but I'm saying we might do something similar, like finding the errors and giving the correct choices, or you just say if it's correct or not. So just have a look at your worksheet, just make sure you understand them, you've done the practice, right? You did it right. So that's why you can see if it's right or not. Now, 24 was all about making the sentences correct, making sure that you put the sentence with the right ending. So, treat yourself to something. Come up with, charge for, depend on, make the most of, take advantage of, have an effect on, suggest a price for, rely on, pay a fair price for, play an important role in, invest in. I'll use these in the test. It's mostly vocabulary and grammar, and you'll just have to make sure that you know which matches with the ending. You'll also have to know about some of the other ones, and other ones I mean like just filling in the question blank using the correct word. So maybe it says for, and then you have a choice before it, so you'll be like have an effect for, suggest a price for, rely for, play an important role for, and you'll be like, which one is correct? So you just have to look and choose the correct one. So hopefully it'll be super easy to do. That's all I can say. You just have to do it. So make sure you go practice the questions, because the questions on the worksheet are gonna help you. So pause me and then go. You can do it. The next one was page 25. And 25 was just talking about comparisons and modifying them. Now, we chose the correct answer each time, and some of the examples were very simple in the box, like I treated myself to by far the best coffee I've ever had. By far the best. It was nowhere near as expensive as, a little busier than, much cheaper, or a whole lot more expensive. So they gave different ones where we could make a comparison. And in the textbook, they gave the answers: small difference, a little bit; big difference, a whole lot, or much; small difference with almost or nearly as something. To show a big difference, we'd use nowhere near as big as, like that. And the last one, to show a big difference, using superlatives, by far, for superlatives. So each one of these is what we're going to use. So we've done practice before. We've looked at each one in an example in class time, like, practice class time when we were alone. And in Zoom class, we did some as well. So what I'd like you to do is just go to your worksheet, have a look at a couple of examples, just go through it. The worksheet example should be easy. If there's ever a problem, contact me. Say, Frazer, I don't understand. I've had students ask me about the grammar before. They cacao talk me, and I hope I explained it correctly for you. I hope so. So this is the thing. So if you don't know something, ask me. I'm here to help you. I'm always ready to help you. So if you have a question, or if you're like, Frazer, can you help me? Of course I can help you. I want to help you. So go to your worksheet and just write the answers just to practice, to make sure you're perfect for the test. Now, we had a couple of extra idioms, like pigs might fly, an elephant in the room, hold your horses, to weasel out of something, puppy dog eyes, so cute, where is he? Oh. And then the last one, wouldn't hurt a fly, like a really kind person. So again, I'll use these just to make some questions. So remember to have your worksheets ready, use them for the midterm. After midterm, maybe you can recycle your paper or throw it away, but until midterm, always keep everything. Page 34 and 35. These were the last kind of things that we did. So we had advertisement, merchandise and products, fashion statement, merchandising, status symbol, commercial, advertise, sponsor, slogan, brand, logo. They're separate, right? So all of these are just words that you need to know. You need to know the meaning of them, and we'll just use them in a sentence. I'm not going to just do spelling quiz because you have an open book, so it should be easy for doing spellings. But I'll ask you to like fill in the blank. So if you can, and as always, just go and check the worksheet and just write in your answers just to practice. Everything is just to practice today so that you can get a great score. I want you to all get the best score that you can. If everybody's getting A pluses and A zeros and B pluses, I'll be so happy. It means you've worked hard for this. So try your best. Don't give up. And the last one, we had page 35. It was about speculation, guessing the answer of something. So we had must, must not, may, might, or can't, or could. And these are all using modals that I just said to speculate. And speculate means that we're not just, like sometimes guessing the answer, but sometimes we're educated guessing the answer. Like we know some information, so we say like, oh, this is like 99% the right answer, like that. Now, for us in this one, it'll be more basic and simple, using may or might, like this, must not, must, could, can't, these kind of things to make your answers. So hope you'll be able to just practice the couple of questions that I put on your worksheet. Just go through them. As I say, I don't want to give all the answers today, just so that your test or quiz is a little bit difficult next week. But it's not going to be too hard. You practice today, practice this week, next week when you take the test, A+. The last one was just page 39, and on 39 it was just about I agree but I don't agree, or I agree with you but there's a difference. There was many expressions. So on the first part on 38 there was expressions 7, 8, bam. So just simple expressions, so I might use some of those. And page 39, just talking about emphatically saying something like couldn't disagree more, not true at all, have it all wrong. Those three. Now, even if you learn something else in English, I'll only quiz you on the things that are in this textbook. For the final test, it'll be more difficult maybe because we might be in person. But for now, just do the things that we've done in class. Just practice a couple of times. Just write a sentence a couple of times. Practice your speaking. Say a couple of things. That's all you need to do for this week's class, is just to practice. Most of it is just matching, understanding the meaning, and the same for these. Just make sure you understand and just write a sentence practice. That's enough for this week. Usually we would do this in person. However, we can't do it in person, so I trust you that you're doing your work and making it perfect. Because you do the work, you're going to get an A+. So, perfect. Now, let's take a quick break. All right. Let's all take a quick break. We're all having a good dance, you see. Da, 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 da. It's time for a break. So go get a break and then come back in 5 minutes or 10 minutes and then just finish the class. And I'm just going to explain about what the test is, how the quiz will work, and it's just going to be like that. So I'll say a couple of things and then you'll be like, oh, I understand. And if you don't understand, you can talk to me or message me, but I'll make sure that you understand. So take a break. Okay, now you've had your break time and you've come back and you're feeling good and hopefully you're ready to do the last part. Today's class is a little bit shorter, so it's a little bit easier. Now, I'm hoping that everything's going to be super simple to follow and understand, so hopefully there won't be too many questions. Now, there's 5 classes and I've made 5 different tests, so the way the test is a little bit different. So this is a general overview. This is just a general one because every test is a little bit different. But in general, they follow the same format. So on your worksheet that I gave you, you could see that there was, that's right, example questions of how the test will look. Now, we didn't study those parts, so that was just a warm-up. Like, you can see the style of questions. On the class, you'll do it, so it'll be a little bit different, but it will be similar to that, so it should be easy enough. Now, I heard of some professors giving 50 questions. I think that's too much, so I will go through everything. It's the first time to do online testing, so I'm gonna go and explain everything now. So don't worry, just listen carefully, make some notes, get ready, and I'll explain. So let's go on. So it's an online quiz. It's not going to be taken with paper. So there's no printing. It's like a couple of weeks ago when we did the practice one, like, you watch the video and you answer questions. That's all it's going to be. It's just going to be you looking, okay? So you look at the screen, you will be able to go at the start of class time, and there'll be a 90-minute period for you on your class day. So if you're on Monday, it's on Monday. If it's Tuesday, because of Children's Day, the week after, and the other class is on Wednesday, and it's going to be at that time on Wednesday. So everything is going to be during class time. It's an open book test. That means you can use your books and your worksheets. All the questions will be kind of, easy to follow. But once you open the test, you will only have 50 minutes to answer. So if your class time was at 9:30 and you start the test at 10, you have to finish by 10:50. Now, because of the server problems, things like this, I've tried to give you, some extra time just to, make sure that it works. So at like 9:30 you could take it, or at 9:40, 9:50, 10 o'clock, 10:10. But then after that, no more time. It's just to make sure you get through it. 50 minutes is more than enough time to finish this test. Most of the questions will be very easy, and it'll just be like multiple choice, like you'll be able to just click or have a look at the question and choose the right answer. But I don't want to just be like 50 questions, 50 minutes. That's too much. So I want to make sure that you can have like 2 minutes per question so that you can read it. Now, you don't need 2 minutes per question, but one of the questions is short answer writing. So you will have to write something. So let's go through everything, and then hopefully you'll understand, and then you will have it perfect, and you'll have no questions, and everything will be okay. Now, just, if you need anything to get a good score, you just need to relax. So like being cute and, like IU above me, just relax at home and do the quiz. If you're in the dormitory, okay. The problem is that some of you are in the dorms maybe taking the same test, so it could be an issue. But the thing is about the test is that the questions and all the answers will be different. So you don't have to worry too much, you won't be able to do it too easily. So just be at home, be at university, wherever you take it, just relax. You can do it on your phone, you can do it on a tablet, but I'd say PC is the best. Just because for when you're typing, the keyboard might be the best answer, okay? So I would say do it on a computer rather than do it on your phone. The video is, like today's video, is just to help you. So I'm not going to say like, oh, which t-shirt was I wearing, or what color was my hat? It's only about things that we studied. So don't be confused by IU being cute. Just try your best and just think about what to do, okay, for the test. Remember, you have 50 minutes to take it. I will post the results after you take it, and it's going to be multiple choice questions in a way. Now, I've had to change the class a little bit. So I'll explain the kinds of questions for multiple choice. It'll be very simple. It'll be just choose one answer. So there'll be like a sentence. There'll be 4 answers. One of them will fit the blank, or will fit this, the meaning of the sentence. So just check them carefully, make sure you think about the answers, and then check. So on your worksheet, I've given you some examples on there, so you can look at the kinds of questions on the worksheet. And the worksheet is most of them. There's a couple of other ones, but it explains how to do them, because sometimes there's a grammar question, and I might give you 4 answers for the grammar. You choose the one that's the correct grammar. Uh, Sometimes the grammar will be difficult because some of you might be 창조, but some of you might be 진리. So there's going to be differences in the student's level. So for some of you, you might think this is so easy. And for some of you, you might think this is really hard. But I would say it's in the middle. I don't think it's too hard. I don't think it's too easy. I've just tried to make it as fair as possible. So I don't want to trick you. You just have to read carefully. If you read it carefully, there's never a problem with the test. Because you can get the right answer. You'll be like, oh, use my textbook. Or you'll be like, oh, use my worksheet. Today's practice worksheet will help you. The worksheets we've done in the past will help you. So just have everything ready, prepared. Be prepared, okay? If you're prepared, even if something strange comes, you'll have a chance. If you're not prepared, it'll get more and more difficult and you'll stress. So just prepare a bit this week, you know, and then next week or the week after for Tuesday's classes, it'll be super, super easy. And I mean it. It should be super easy for us. So everybody, good luck, all right? Now, I also made a couple of extra questions because I couldn't do all multiple choice. And sometimes I'll give you, depending on the test, I might give you like a sentence that has a mistake with the grammar. So not just so that you're always selecting the right answer. You might have to just write the correct sentence again one more time. But I'll show you which verbs need to be changed. Or I'll give you a hint, like bold text, with which one needs to be changed. Now, sometimes I'll give you like a blank and I want you to write the answer. Like, for example, write an idiom. So I'll be like, oh, if you want to compliment your teacher, what do you say? And then you'd be like, Frazer's handsome. Oh, it's a joke. Oh, my adjectives. Okay, no. Really? What you'd do is you'd type something like, you would butter him up. But that's a really long sentence and e-class might make mistakes. So what you need to do is you just type in like butter him up. So to butter up means to give compliments, try to get somebody to do something for you. So it will be just writing simple answers like for the idioms, like what does the idiom say? Now some of the words that I've put in, I've put like a blank in the sentence and I said, you know, like which word would fit this one. I will give you a hint like which page number the words are from, but it should be easy enough because the words are like really different. Like, you know, on page 4 the words are all to do with describing people, you know, creative, creativity, success, successful. So there's lots of different words, but those words won't fit the answer with like DJ or icon or fashion model. So the words and answers should only be one and they should fit. I've given a hint for most of them, but there might be one or two where you just have to use your brain a little bit, okay? So some answers you might have to write a short answer, like one word, or expression for the idiom, or you might just change the grammar. The sentence is wrong, just write the correct one. For some of the questions, I've done it as multiple choice. But for some of them, I've made it so you can write, just so that there's enough variation on all the tests, so that we can have a fair test. Because I don't want you to all have the same test and it's just, you can cheat and, you know, copy an answer. So that's why the tests are all different. So that's why I've done it this way, just to try to be fair. I've also added one discussion question, and I've used one discussion question from your class. So I went through Monday's discussions and I chose one, and I went through Wednesday's discussions and chose one, and each Tuesday class I went through it and I've chosen one question where you just need to write a short kind of like discussion essay answer like you did on your worksheet. So the idea is this is worth 5 points. So there's going to be 25 questions that is just multiple choice or short answer question. But this one is going to be 5 points. Now I don't need a paragraph like as long as, you know, the entire page of the screen of the computer. But what I would like is I want you to look at the question, just give your opinion. So you'll be like, I think that's true, or I don't agree with this. The first sentence is going to be whether you agree or not. And then I want you to write two reasons why. So you can't just say, oh, that's good, bye. That's just no point answer. I might give you one if your English is okay. But you have to say, I agree or I disagree. And then you have to give two reasons why. And in the two reasons why, you'll say the reason. So maybe it's like, oh, Frazer has terrible fashion. And you'll be like, yes. Have you seen his cap? It's terrible. Gray color is not good. No, don't say that. I mean, gray color is not good for him. And then you'd be like, also, Frazer has good hair. He shouldn't wear caps. Now, that's obviously just messing around. But the idea is you want to give a reason. So maybe like conscription, people going to the army. Do you think it's good or bad? And you'd be like, well, I think it's bad because it's not fair, or, you know, I think it's bad because 2 years is a long time. So long as you give two reasons and you tell me the reasons why, everything is okay. So you need 1 point for saying what's your opinion, and then you're going to give two reasons, and just I'm going to check your English. So if your English is really well written and I understand everything, no problem. If there's a small error, don't worry. But if I can't understand your English, or you don't give a reason, you kind of just say, well, that's true, then I can't give you full points. I want you to get full points or get a high score. So I'll be lenient. I'll make sure that, you know, I understand, because you're all different levels. But the best answers, you know, and the worst answers will only be different if you don't explain yourself. The best answers, which I hope all of you can get, will be when you tell me why. So remember, you get 2 points for giving me the reason why and just explaining a little bit. And again, 2 points for the reason and explaining. So you'd write down your opinion, give me a reason and just explain it a little bit, and then give me another reason and explain it a little bit. And that will be 5 points. So the total for this test is 30 points. The most important thing that you need is your brain, you know, like zombie brain. I want my brain. But you can't get a brain in Homer Simpson, right? The zombies leave him. He's empty-headed. He has nothing in here. Maybe you're like, Frazer, that's me. Maybe it's me. Don't worry. You'll need your computer or your smartphone, but just bring your brain. If you bring it, you can get the best score possible because it's open book. You can use your worksheet. You can do it. So remember, bring your computer, bring your brain. Remember, your textbooks and worksheets will help you. So if you have them there and you need to check something, like, oh, what's that answer? Perfect. Preparation is key. Maybe the final exam, we will be at school. Now, I've heard that other universities are going back to school soon. So maybe our university will go back soon too. So don't worry, the final exam might be actually on paper and written exam. But this one is just online. So just be prepared. Have everything ready next to you. Have a drink, get ready, just type and check the answers. It should probably only take half an hour. Now remember, I do use some grammar from the textbook that we've looked at. We looked at some grammar very quickly, some a bit more, but I'll use it just generally, nothing too complicated, but only things we studied in class. I'll use some vocabulary and expressions that we studied, and E-class will mark the score straight away. But because you're doing a short written part, I will give you the scores the next day, only because it'll take me time to mark 30 students. So in total, I have, how many students do we have? Like 150. So it's 150 for you, and then my PACE classes are also 150, 180. So I have, 180 and 150. So I have a lot of students to mark during that time. So I'll check all the scores, but the following day you will be able to check your score and see what you got. So E-class will mark, as I say, the true or false, like the simple questions very quickly. I will do the next part. So remember, Just try your best. Don't worry about it. It's all going to be okay. Now, as I've said to you once before, and as you can see over here, it says worry. It's wrong. Don't worry. It's only on your class day, but not Children's Day. And all my RC classes are going to have different tests. I've made different questions, so it'll be different. But it should be super easy. If you just follow the sentences and you look at it, it should make sense. Honestly, a couple of the grammar questions might be a little bit confusing, but if you think about it, it'll be perfect and you'll be able to get it right. It's just think. If you think, you're in, okay? So it should be super easy, and super easy is my catchphrase, so it should be easy. Just think about it. And the final one is good luck. If you have any questions, if you've got anything at all, just ask me. So this week's class is just a review class. You've had this week just to practice, get ready. Then the next week, take the test. Except for Tuesday, because Tuesday is Children's Day, and I hope everybody has a wonderful Children's Day. You're all amazing students so far. Some of you have problems just because of the computer issues. I understand you. Some of you have some questions or you don't understand something. You email me. I'm okay. Everything is perfect. I want you to have a good university experience and I want you to have fun. So just remember to always try your best. If you try your best, you'll get an A+. Some students showed me how to do B with my hands, but my hand skills is just terrible with making letters. So just try your best, don't give up, and remember, if you have any questions, ask me this week, or like for Tuesday's classes, you can ask me the next week. But I'm here to help you, and I'm here to help you get a good score. If you just practice doing some of the practice questions on the worksheet, and then doing the actual example questions, you should be ready to get a perfect score, okay? So everybody, remember the idioms are also on the test, the worksheets that I've given you, just make sure you check them. I've made the questions a little bit different, but it should be okay. Now that's it for today. I'm gonna get you just to answer a couple of quiz questions just to check attendance. So that's the only reason we're gonna do a quiz this week, is once you've seen the video, just check the quick, check it, and it'll be done, okay? Because I want to make it super easy this week. So we're going to finish here. Everybody take care. I'll see you in in a week or two, maybe, hopefully. I always shoot my videos early, so I don't know what the university is going to do. So everybody, that's it for today. Bye bye. Good luck. Okay, so the first one was Chamisul from last week, so I gave you the picture and some of you did a really good job, and that was the first one. Number 2 was Head and Shoulders. So I said they were like making a Pringles mustache with the hair, but that was it. It's a famous brand, so shampoo and Head and Shoulders. And number 3, that's right, it was Japaguri, so it was Noguri and Japageti mixed together, and obviously Nongshim has pushed it very hard because it is in the movie Parasite. So that's the first ones. Okay. So you can see the start of the video, and here is the parody for Taken, the movie.
I don't know you, big buffet boy 85, but if you think you can humiliate me and take my gold, think again. Oh, I am coming for you with lots of barbarians and dragons. I can't wait to destroy your village while you beg for mercy, but you will get no mercy. I will have my revenge.
Liam? I have a scone for Liam?
Yeah. It's, Liam. You will regret the day you crossed Angry Neeson 52.
And here's number 3.
Can I have this to go?
There you go. A lobster roll for you. Thanks. Enjoy.
So as you can see, this advert goes on for a very, very long time.
To succeed in a disruptive world, Wix makes it easy to create your own stunning website.
So you'll throw a website creating commercial. And here's the final one. So cute again.